I'm sick right now. I have something though that I've been needing to get out of my brain before I forget. I was gonna record this when I got home, but that ended up not working out. This last week, I went down to Florida to visit my sister Emma. I visited her about a year ago for 2 weeks around this time. This time it was only a week, and my sister Sabrina came down with me. I spent 2 days with just Emma, and then Sabrina came down. I've been feeling really, really off ever since I've come home from that trip. I've been thinking a lot about life and where I'm currently at. I've been proud of how far I've come in the last year, but there's a lot that I haven't really dealt with that I probably should have. There are a lot of things that I realized while being there this time that I haven't before. Every time I go there, I end up realizing a lot about my life and about myself and about the people around me. And for whatever reason, this time really hurt a lot. I ended up spending almost the entirety of the time that I was there crying over one thing or another, mostly feeling kind of left out, or kind of excluded a little bit, or just realizing that a lot of people in my life are a lot different than I thought that they were, which wasn't fun at all. When I first went, I realized that the person that I was with was not someone I should be with, and I came home, and a couple months later I had a really big breakup. The following time after that, I was there for a whole month, and I kind of ended up mapping out who it was that I wanted to be after said breakup and where I wanted my life to go, which was when I started recording again, and when I realized that's fair, and when I realized that I had wanted to work with dogs and that I should look into dog training, and it's a lot more feasible of a career than I thought that it would be. I had originally thought that a lot of the relationships that I had were messy because of the person I was with, but this time being down there, I realized that a lot of those relationships are messy because of the people that they are. And some of them, hi buddy, oh, bye. What? Yes, hello. Hello. I love it. Some of them I will never, no matter how much effort I put into, have a good relationship with. I realized this time going down that the reason that I like Florida so much and visiting isn't because of the area that it is, and it isn't because of the people that I love that are down there. Of course that adds to it, of course it makes it better, And it's not that I have so much time down there, but it's because when I'm there, I feel free to finally be myself. Because I have no expectations put on me. I have nobody pushing me one way or another. And I have nobody telling me who I am. So I get to actually be who I am. I get to be the version of myself that I've always wanted to be, which is so lovely. And I realized that this time. I've spent the last year trying to become comfortable in my life. I've spent the last year ignoring people, or parts of my life that hurt so that I could be comfortable. I spent a large part of the last year of my life trying to be comfortable in this house as much as I could be, because I thought that that meant healing. But going down to Florida this time, I realized that that wasn't really it, and that I need to find healing in myself, and it doesn't matter if I'm comfortable in this house or not, because let's be honest, even with the last year trying to be comfortable in this house, I haven't been, and I probably never will be. But that I should instead be, like, finding comfort in who I am and the things that I do. I realized that I've run a lot for myself as much as I was trying to come back to myself. And I realized that there are a lot of parts of who I am that I only am in Florida. And that I want to be that up too, but I've never been able to bring it, and I realize that it's because of the people I'm around here. And I've spent the last couple of days kind of making my peace with that, that it was never my fault and I was never the problem. Realizing that even when I was in so much pain, always having to be the bigger person, always trying to be the bigger person, always still trying to explain myself and explain where I was hurting and that I needed help, and everyone just ignored me. And would then get mad at me when I would have little outbursts because they were big, but they were big because I needed help and nobody would be there. I've realized that in trying so hard to gain my life back that I've lost so much of what I love about myself, and in that I've ended up becoming a person that I don't really like all over again, because I ended up trying to appease everyone around me. Since talking with Emma, and since talking with some of my friends and even some of my coworkers that I've only known for a little bit, they've all kind of said that it's definitely not me and that I should be who I want to be. And it's kind of ironic because, like, I'm a pretty emotional person. I'm a pretty soft-spoken person. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm a pretty soft-spoken person usually, and I'm usually pretty kind, but I feel so shitty when I'm in this house, and I end up getting really nasty and loud, and I constantly feel like I can't be me, and I can't take care of myself right. And it was getting to the point where even when I would leave the house, I still felt that way. Like, I'd leave the house to go hang out with friends, or I'd leave the house to go to work, and I still felt like I needed to have these walls up of being this bitter, angry person, and that I had to be reserved, and that I had to be loud. And I realized, for whatever reason, this time in Florida, that I am allowed to dress how I want to dress. I'm allowed to take care of myself. I'm allowed to love myself here, even if nobody else does. That I'm allowed to be the version of me that I like. I'm allowed to be quiet at work. I'm allowed to be happy at work. I'm allowed to be personable at work and actually talk to my coworkers about things going on, and I don't have to be the person that everyone around me here projects that I am. And I don't have to feel like this house is such a prison, even though I always do, but that I could close my door and just pretend that the rest of the house doesn't exist. There's a lot of me that's different there than compared to here, and even on the train ride back home, I was like 2 states away from coming here, and I just could feel myself like already like slipping like into that like, oh, like I don't want to go home. Like I literally cried on the train because I didn't want to go home, and I wanted to just go back to Florida because, you know, although this is where I call home, it's more of just a house. I really always feel more like home when I'm down there, and I realized it's not because of what's down there. It's not because of my sister. It's not because it's Florida. It's not the animals. It's me. It's who I get to be. It's who I am. And in high school, I got to be that. And I got to leave the house a lot, and I'd be happy because I get to be free of everything, and I got to be myself. But for some reason, I got so flustered here that even when I would leave, I still felt like I had to have those walls up and that performance, and I'd go out and I'd spend the whole time dreading the fact that I had to come home, and I'd be so bitter about it that I couldn't enjoy my time out, and I couldn't use it as an escape like I used to, like I have my whole life. I've spent my whole life away from this house, mostly. In high school, I was in a lot of clubs, so I was never home. I went away to Boston for a year, and I did really good there because I was alone, and I could find myself, and I could be myself, and I took showers regularly, and I got changed every day, and I took good care of my dog, and I do face masks, and I just would always keep my room clean, and then I came back here, and it was okay for a while, but then I started getting into the habit of leaving a lot, and it was the only thing that could keep me sane. But I don't really know what it is that happened, but I ended up, even when I was gone, still feeling all those pressures and still just being so miserable that I had to come back here. So moving forward, I need to find my peace with my life here. I plan to, in the next 2 years, get enough money to move down to Florida. I don't know who's coming with me. I don't know if my sister will still be there. I don't think any of that really matters to me, but I know that I definitely need to get out of this house, even if it's renting an apartment. I used to say that I wanted to save for a house, but I need to get out sooner. I have to. And so I want to try moving forward, instead of spending the rest of my time here being so angry that I have to be here, trying to keep myself as comfortable as I can, trying to find beauty in small things, trying to find peace in small things. Where'd it go? It's not important. There's so much that I miss out on because I just don't feel like dealing with being mad about coming home, so I just don't leave much, even though I want to be out all the time. I don't spend a lot of time outside. I don't spend a lot of time driving anymore. I've realized too, in getting back to myself and getting back to giving myself that space, that there's so much around me that I've been angry with and that I've been hurting over that I haven't really talked to anybody about because I've just been shoving it down, because it's been so much easier to stay neutral that way, because there's so much that still hurts and so many things that I wish I could change about my life and about the life of the people around me that I know I could technically change, but that'd be really difficult too, and it's not my place to do it. Just a lot of injustices surrounding either my lives or my friends' lives, and it makes it hard to see them, it makes it hard to visit them, which makes it hard for me to go out and do things because I don't like to do things alone. And there's just so many things that have been frustrating me and hurting me lately, and I've spent the better half of the last 6 months just trying so hard to shove it down because I wanted to be the person that the people in this house wanted me to be, or the ideas that they wanted my life to be, and trying to push for my life to look what their idea of success was. And it was so silly, and I've lost so much of me, and I've lost so much self-respect, and I hate who I am now, and I had made so much progress in loving myself, and I just can't anymore. And so I need to take time to let myself hurt. And I need to be kinder, and I need to learn to be who it is that I love being. There's a lot of ways that I used to cope with that I can't anymore. And there's so many days and so many nights where I wish I could just go back to those, but I know that I can't, because it took me way too long to stop all of that, and I really shouldn't be going back, especially if it's just over 2 freaking years. I really need to be kinder to myself, and I need to let myself stop caring about the people around me so much, and I need to go back to just living my own little world, because I've always been the most comfortable that way. And you know, it doesn't really matter what they think my life should be. I should make my life what I want it to be, and I should follow my own path, and I just need to do what's right for me, and I need to take care of myself better. And that doesn't mean physically, that doesn't mean performatively, that doesn't mean doing the right thing. It means actually sitting with myself and feeling the hurt and processing it and talking with people about it without shame and without guilt. And I don't really know how to live without guilt, but maybe I can learn. I will probably ramble on and on and on, but I feel like I've been talking in circles and I should probably go. Yeah. I love you all so much, and I hope that you're having better lucks in your journey of healing than I have had in mine. Bye, Sarah.